Parshas Beshalach. This is a shmuz adapted from the shmuzin of Moran Hagoyin Reb Chaim Shmulevich Zecher Tzaddik Livrocha. Before I start speaking on the parsha, I want to say something about current events in the Torah world. I would like to relate an incredible story about Aharon Kotler, Zecher Tzaddik Livrocha, with a Godel B'Torah who was just nifta, Reb Chaim Epstein, Zecher Tzaddik Livrocha. This happened, this incredible story happened when I was learning in Lakewood, and I happened to be present, an eyewitness to this great story. I walked from the Beis Medrash into the hall, and in the hall, from the hall, one can see Reb Aharon was sitting and learning in his room, which had glass doors to it, where you could see inside. All of a sudden, I'm walking in the hall, and I see Reb Aharon stand up and start dancing. And I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It seemed so strange. He was sitting, then he got up, and he started dancing. And he saw me walk by his office, his room, and he called me in, and he says, "Call Reb Chaim Epstein." Reb Chaim Epstein was one of the top Talmidim of Lakewood. I called Reb Chaim Epstein, told him that Rosh Yeshiva, Zecher Livrocha, Rosh Yeshiva, wants him to come in, and he did. He came in. Then they sat down and learned together, and I'm baffled. I don't know what's going on. And then, after a while, they were sitting together and learning. Reb Chaim Epstein walked back to go and walked out of the room where the Rosh Yeshiva was to go back into the Beis Medrash. And I ran over to him and said, "Could you tell me what's going on?" Reb Aharon was sitting and learning. He got up and started dancing. He asked me to call you. What's going on? He said Reb Aharon had a question on a biur hagra on Choshen Mishpat that was bothering him for the last 25 years. 25 years he was thinking about this question that he had on the biur hagra. And today, the moment I saw him standing up and dancing, he figured out a way to answer the biur hagra. And we see what it means to be immersed in learning. 25 years it was on his mind. And we also see the greatness of Reb Chaim Epstein, of all the Talmidim in the yeshiva. He wanted to share it with Reb Chaim Epstein. Zecher Livrocha. Okay, I want to continue now with the word on Parshas Beshalach. Generally speaking, when it comes to Teffilah, when it comes to davening, the tzara, person, things are not going well for a person, that's the reason that he davens and hopes that Hashem will listen to will relieve him from his tzaras. In other words, the tzara is the siba, is the reason for tefillah, for davening. But sometimes we find also the reverse, that the tefillah is the siba for the tzara. The tefillah is the reason for the tzara. Hashem wants to hear his tefillahs. The Rebbeinu Shalom wants to hear his tefillahs. Sometimes it works the reverse. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings upon him a tzara. Not because he sinned, but because Hashem wants to hear him daven. And we'll try to explore that and find out more what that's all about. This phenomenon we can see in today's parsha in Beshalach. It says in the Torah, Shmois Yud Daled Yud, Uparai Hikriv, Parai and the Egyptians were in hot pursuit of Klal Yisrael when they were leaving Mitzrayim. Vayisu b'nei Yisrael es eineihem. The Torah says when the Egyptians were chasing, were pursuing Klal Yisrael, Vayiru ma'od, they were very afraid. Klal Yisrael was so afraid, Vayitzaku b'nei Yisrael el Hashem, and they screamed and they cried to Hashem. Chazal in the Medrash, Shmois Rabbah, Parshas Chof Aleph, Parsha Chof Aleph Hey, Chazal explain that when Klal Yisrael saw that they were surrounded from three sides, in front of them was the Yam, the sea. In back of them were the Egyptians chasing Klal Yisrael. On the sides there was a midbar, and there were chayes. There were animals on both sides. Sort of nowhere to go. Tolu eineihem la'avihem shebeshamayim v'tzoaku la'Kadosh Baruch Hu. They lifted their eyes to their Father in heaven and screamed. Shenema, as it says, Vayitzaku b'nei Yisrael el Hashem. They screamed to Hashem. And the Medrash ask a question, V'loma osu lahem HaKadosh Baruch Hu kach. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu do this to Klal Yisrael? it seems that they didn't commit any sins at that time, and there was no reason for them to have to go all through that fright, that fear. But Chazal answer, Shehoyu HaKadosh Baruch Hu mis'aveh l'tfilosan. HaKadosh Baruch Hu had a tremendous desire to hear their tefillas. So it seems from here that there was no other reason for them to go through this tzara. The only reason was because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, his Ava, had a temptation had a desire, a very strong desire to hear their screaming, to hear their tefillas. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu placed them in a tzara, so that they would have to daven and cry, and Hashem would hear their tefillas. This is a phenomenon that for no reason, Klal Yisrael had to go through this tzara, except for the reason that Hashem wanted to hear their tefillas. And the question is, what is this all about? What is this all about? Hashem, for no reason, puts them through tzaras in order to hear their tefillah, their davening. And it seems the secret of all this is because when a person davens to Hashem, he recognizes Ein Oid Milvadoi, there is nobody else that can help him besides Hashem. Nobody can help him. Nobody else. They are on all three sides. They are the Yam in the front, the sea in the front, the Chayas on the sides, the Egyptians in the back. Nobody in the world can help them except HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ein Oid Mulvadoi. And that's the meaning that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is his Avel et Filosan, because they are saying, in essence, when they daven to Hashem, and they know there's no way out, that is, in essence, saying, Ein Oid Mulvadoi, nobody else in the world, there's no way out except for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to help. And that's the kind of tefillah that the Rebbeinu Shalom wants to hear. And for no reason, he brought upon them this tzara in order for them to recognize and express their deepest feelings of what tefillah is. We should be zeicha to daven to Hashem and feel Ein Oid Mulvadoi, nobody else can help. There's no other Yeshua in the world than the salvation coming straight from Hashem. We should be zeicha to daven in that manner, and then Hashem will surely answer all our prayers. We should be zeicha to this. Amen v'amen.